What's up? The mightiest son back with another anime vid. Today, as you should already be able to tell by the thumbnail, title, that little introduction I did, we're talking about Hunter x Hunter. It's been a while since I did a Hunter x Hunter vid, and as I said, Hunter x Hunter is one of my favorite shonen anime, and it's just cold overall. And today, I want to talk about Gon versus Meruem, who I believe, and I think everybody should believe, is the two strongest characters in the series. If you don't, I'll prove it to you in this vid. And I'm gonna be talking about who I think would win in a fight between these two. Cause Gon fought Pito and Meruem fought Netero, but we never seen the fight that I actually wanted to see when I was watching the series towards the end. I was praying, but I was like, of course. But and as such, this will be a Hunter x Hunter discussion, of course. So, and we'll be going to go with the Chimera Ant arc of the Hunter x Hunter series. I would say easily the best arc of the series by far, not even a question. And as I said, if you checking out this video, if you're new to my channel, go check out my top 5 strongest Hunter x Hunter characters video that I uploaded a couple months ago. There's a lot of information in that video too that actually supports this, so check that out. And as such, if you want more anime manga content from me, and this is an anime/manga video based off that, then please subscribe. Hit the notification bell to get my next upcoming videos as soon as they are uploaded. If you're new to my channel, please, as I always say, please subscribe. Subscribe. Come on, if you're already here watching it, you might as well, bro. Help a nigga out, for real. And down the line, I want to also tell you that I'll be covering DC and Marvel comics content too, because I am a huge Marvel fan. Marvel mostly, Marvel better than DC, but I do like DC as well, but I'm mostly Marvel dude, and I do scale and talk about those type of characters as well. My favorites and those particular comics and movies and cartoons, you know what I mean? Just Marvel and DC in general. And also, and I guess that's pretty much it. So I already seen. Let's just get into it. I'm pretty sure that's it. So I'll be doing this down the line, some more Marvel content, and just please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Okay, let's get into it. So of course, when talking about Hunter x Hunter, this is not just like Dragon Ball or Bleach, where whoever's stronger is gonna win, or whoever's faster is just gonna win the fight. It's a lot of anime that just go off power, like just power alone. And it is, and those anime I mentioned, it is some type of times where there are hacks abilities that give you the edge, like Hit versus Vegeta, and that, like, it's things like that. But mostly in Dragon Ball, it's just power. Hunter x Hunter is completely different. There's multiple categories and multiple things that prove if one opponent's gonna beat the next, and it's called overall combat. So of course there's physicality, physical strength, speed, durability. Of course that's all affection, everything. But what's actually important is your nin ability and type, which is like, in this case you don't know, aura and nin is like the whole Hunter x Hunter power system, and I believe it's like one of the best. Like, it's probably like the best power system in all anime, to be honest. I'm not even gonna cap. And Naruto is a close second, I would say. But so like nin ability and type, amount of aura, and the aura is like the basically the same life energy, kind of like chakra from Naruto or ki from Dragon Ball, just like the life energy and and they can manipulate it. Basically, it's the same thing. And aura mastery, how, like, if you can use Gyo, In, Kin, Rin, Ko. It's so many other. Like, you can make a whole video on the power system in Hunter x Hunter if you really wanted to. I'm not gonna go over every single thing, like every single aspect. Those are like the major ones that I picked up while watching. Your combat experience, how old you are, how experienced hunter can defeat a non-experienced hunter, of course. and combat intelligence, like your actual intelligence and IQ can matter heavily in Hunter x Hunter. That's seen with Hisoka, and for this topic, Miriam himself, and just over and your amount of potential and the amount in which you have trained. So all these factors can play a huge difference in Hunter x Hunter. And the five major nin types, which is very important for any type of Hunter x Hunter scaling topic. Enhancer strengthens and reinforces natural abilities. Emitter shoots out or projects aura. Transmuter changes the quality of the aura itself. Conjurer materializes an object out of aura. Specialist, unique distinctive aura. In some cases, a person can become a specialist later in life. And manipulator controls objects of living things. So that these are the major five nin types, if you use aura, you gotta like do something with this glass of water to find out which one you are, because it's weird. And you can be multiple. You can use multiple of these as well, like kind of like Netero, and he used like 2 or 3 of them. And then like fucking Kuripika with his Scarlet Eyes, he can use like all 5 at once. Okay, so it is a few exceptions, but mostly the characters in Hunter x Hunter only have one of these. But I'll get into these 2 characters which is the discussion of this video. I'll get into in a minute. So moving on. So first I want to cover base Gon, like Kid Gon. I'm gonna cover him first. So as you should know, base Gon is a enhancer. His aura enhances his physical capabilities. He's so strong that he can defeat powerful hunters, top tier hunters like Genthru. Well, not top tier, but he's a powerful hunter in his own right. And he got way stronger after this as well. During his dodgeball fight with Razor, Razor called Gon a fucking monster and was actually, he couldn't even knock Gon's little John Ken ball strike away. And Razor is actually a top tier, like he's powerful as hell. He scared the entire Phantom Troop. Like they didn't even want to try to kill him and get past him. And even Jing respects Razor. And Jing is like top 5 hunters in the top 5 strongest characters in the series, as said by Netero. Before the Chimera Ant showed up. Like, come on now. But he was like top 5 best nin users like ever, as stated by Netero. And he respects Razor, and Razor's dicking down to Gon. And then after this, during the like Gon can literally swap hands with top tier hunters like Knuckle, who's far more experienced and far more older. Like, and after more training with Bisky during the Chimera arc, he was able to one-shot Chimera officers with no dips, and he punched one across the damn country. He ripped out trees and used them as fucking like baseball bats and just swung and hit another Chimera, like Bat Ants, whatever her name is, into the damn tree. And then he just tied another one up using his own fucking part of its body. Like Gon is fucking broken. And even later, when he was talking to that I forget this nigga name, the Chimera Ant that was on their side, the one that can turn invisible. He scared this nigga. And this nigga talking about how he has limitless potential. Like his potential is like bottomless or some shit. It's a bottomless pit. Cause Gon is like, after the whole thing with Kite and Pedo, his body just like he's tweaking out basically. Like no cap. He's so emotional and so mad that his eyes is like blanking out and he's scaring motherfuckers. Like seriously. And then when he gets like enraged against Morel, who was also a top tier hunter who was helping them in the battle against the Chimera Ants, he was so powerful that his John Ken was about to one shot him, and he even said he's really about to kill him, and he scared Morel so much that he instantly recruited him, like no diff. And then later when Gon meets up again with Pedo, his aura starts turning black, and he's like so enraged that because what Pedo did to Kite, his aura's turning black. He's so enraged and he's willing to kill a fucking innocent little girl if Pedo steps out of line even one time. Like Gon is tweaking. He's been tapped ever since. Like as soon as Kite died, Gon just lost it basically. It's I'm saying he's in some killer in like mode, whatever. Like, and then even Pito says that his potential, his fangs can reach even that of the kings. Like, Gon is just broken. Like, even in base, and as a kid, he's pretty in Hunter x Hunter. He's probably like already like top 20 strongest characters in the series. In base Gon, like, to be honest, like top 20, top 30, probably. Like, I would say that Gon in base as a kid will probably be almost all the members of the Phantom Troop. Like, seriously, by this point, Gon and Killer are like top tiers already, and they're like 12-year-old kids. No cap. Like, Gon, only members I don't want to say for sure is probably like Crollo and Hisoka, and Illumi. Everybody else is done for. Like, Gon is beating every other member of the Phantom Troop by this point. He gets so much stronger after that. The arc where he meets them, and it's ridiculous. But come on, let's be honest here. Like, Meruem, it's none like it's no point of even comparing base Gon or K Gon to Meruem. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I just wanted to get that out of the way. The shit that base Gon isn't fodder. Like, he's actually very powerful. But like, come on, like, stop. Meruem would probably one shot base Gon. Like, let's be honest. All right, it's that simple. But so what you really came here to talk about, or we really came here to see, is adult Gon. As in, like, it's basically like when he just taps into all the raw potential he'll ever have. He says he'll need all the power he'll ever have, and he like basically sacrifices his life on like some type of eighth gate of joy, like this eighth gate of death shit, like from Naruto. Like, so I don't know what it is, and then it's basically his physicality is being pushed to its utmost potential. This is like his raw physical limit, basically. Like, when it comes to physicality, we don't know about like Nin. He could possibly like achieve greater Nin in the future, like when he actually like masters and learn it more. But when it comes to physicality, I think this is his actual limit and potential. And he pretty much fodderizes Pito, like seriously. She tries to sneak him and catch him slipping, and he just and he died. He pretty much blinks out of her fucking line of sight and kicks her so far up the air that is ridiculous. He just chunks her in the fucking air with one kick, and he blitzed her. Like, he's so much beyond her, it's ridiculous. And he pretty much he technically fucking one-shotted her with his John Ken. Like, technically, I'm not even joking. Like, he punched off her fucking head. Like, he didn't one-shot her, but like, she was pretty much done. Like, let's be honest. Like, it wasn't. I'll get into that later. But and this is actually like, people really don't understand that Pito is like top 4 in the verse. Like, and this is a big thing because Netero hit Pito with his boy Safa, and it did absolutely 0 damage. I believe. Like, he just pretty much slapped her out the way so he could get to Meruem, and it really didn't even do no damage. Like, I'm not even trying to cap. And this is big. It's Netero. And even Meruem, who was even he was actually trying to kill Pito with this little, because she did something that he ticked him off or something, and he actually was trying to kill her, and she just took it with like, and she only had like a little blood on her face, a little scratch, like, and this is Meruem again. Like, seriously, Pito was fucking durable as shit, and Gon just anal raped her. Like, I'm not even joking. And then she pretty much low diffed Kite. And this is Kite. And he was it's implied later on that he was like on the verge of death, amp. Like, he was fighting it like on the verge of his life. Like, he was giving everything he had, and he did pretty much no damage. She only got a few scratches on him. He did pretty much nothing to her, and she decapitated him. Like, it's over. And then Kite was like one of the most powerful hunters in the fucking series. Like, seriously, Kite was trained by Jing, Gon's father, and with the single attack he could wipe out legions of Chimera officers. Like, Kite was far more powerful than base Gon and base Killua. And Pito just no diffed him. Like, oh no, like, I would say low diff, because she did have some scratches. Like, low diffed him, like, basically. And she scared Killua so much with just her aura, by like not even like her attack or feat. She scared just by her aura alone. She scared Killua so much that he don't think any person he's ever met up to this point, like anybody in the series that Killua met, basically, and that's like almost like all the characters, stands a remote chance against Pito. Not Hisoka, Illumi. And at that point in time, not even fucking Netero. Like, old man, like, rusty Netero and Morel. Like they didn't stand no type of chance against Pito. That's what Killer was saying. Yeah. So and Pito and the other Chimera ants like almost like a 5 out of 5 in the 100x100 characters data book charts. Like almost a 5 out of 5. Like in every category, she's fucking broken. You know what I'm saying? And Gon is just like Gon is just shitting on her. Like that's my point. Like adult Gon is really just she's fodder. And she's like top 4 in the verse. And Gon is treating her like fodder. Like seriously. He pretty much crushes her head with just a couple of John Kens. Her skull. And he basically, like I said, like two-shot at her. And the only reason why she was able to keep fighting was because of her nin ability, which like used her dead ass corpse as a fucking weapon, basically. Like even after death, she was dead, but her body was being used. And this is actually big because Godspeed, Killua, and Pito were like racing to Gon, and Pito got to Gon first, proving that Pito is faster than Gon. I mean, no, not faster than Gon, but Killua. And this is Killua and Godspeed. She gets to Gon first and rips off Gon's arm before Godspeed Killua can make it to push him out the way. And Godspeed Killua, the data books is perceived to be like beyond human limits when it comes to speed. Cause like he's like lightning speed or some shit. Like he's literally his aura is like electricity. His nin is like electricity based. So he's like lightning electricity speed or some shit. And he's so fast that not even that Hisoka and Illumi can't hope to catch him. They can't even catch his ass. And that he's so fast he was able to like pretty much just beat Yuppie around, like beat Yuppie's ass. Yuppie couldn't do anything because Killer was too fucking fast. But it's real, Gon let this happen. It doesn't hurt. He just wanted to be like Kite was, basically, because that's what it was. Like he was emotional. He wanted to be like Kite. But and then Gon proceeds to pretty much just blitz and tag this fucking reanimated corpse Pito and just crush and just he grabs his torn off arm from the air and uses it to pin her on the ground, proving that Gon is far faster than both Pito and Godspeed Killua. Like seriously. And with the John Ken, with his little final like humongous John Ken with his fucking torn off arm, I might add, proceeds to just completely eviscerate Pito and destroy the entire fucking forest that they were in. He just did a forest level attack. And for 100x100, this is actually big. Like 100x100 isn't like, a high destructive capability, like type of like verse, like show, but for 100x100, it's big as shit, because it's like he just dropped a fucking bomb. Like seriously. But now, let's get into one of the best villains of the series. I would say the best, but I still like Ahsoka better. I'm not even gonna count. He was Ahsoka. Bungee gum. But Meruem, the Chimera Ant King. Let's get into it. Let's like scale him real quick. So basically, when it comes to the data book, the 100x100 characters, the chart, he's off the charts. It's a question mark. Like, you get it? And the thing is with Meruem, his greatest thing probably not even his fucking physicality. His raw intelligence, like the think about it, the Chimera Ants, the Royal Guards, and the King were only like fucking months, like a couple of weeks old. And they were able to learn Nin and master Nin and do all this shit and was highly intelligent, and it's fucking crazy. Meruem, he was able to beat out expert at like games and shit, like and the best people in the world at games. Like and he became like the second best Gyoi player in the world, right behind Komugi. Remember? Like seriously, like I'm not even trying to cap. Like Meruem's intelligence is fucking broken. He's like one of the smartest characters in the series. Probably is the smartest. I'm not even trying to cap. And this is actually huge in Hunter x Hunter. This is actually a big deal. But I'm gonna have to scale Netero because Meruem's really only fight in the series is with Netero, who I believe to be also in the top 4 in the series, like top 4 strongest characters in the series, like, easy. But Chairman Netero is the chairman of the fucking Hunter Association. He's like the oldest and strongest hunter in the world. For like a while. He's been like the strongest hunter for like a while, like very long time. And seriously, and when he was younger, he was training for decades, doing tens of thousands of punches a day. Like seriously, every day, and training in the wilderness with his shirt off with aura. Like decades of training. This is why he's so fucking OP. And even at the beginning of the series, Hisoka wanted to say one day he wants to fight Chairman Netero, and Chairman Netero doesn't even care. He doesn't even acknowledge Hisoka as any type of threat to him. Like basically, Hisoka is garbage to him basically. And obviously, if you actually watch the series, yeah, he's garbage. Like no cap. Hisoka can't do anything to anybody on Netero's level. Like it's not even a question. And then even Morel and all the other hunters and a Chimera Ant believes that Netero is probably like the strongest human being alive. Like seriously, like not even cat. Like he's the pinnacle of the human race, basically. Netero. Like he's the strongest hunter alive. And that's kind of how it is. Like the royal guards and Netero, like the peak of human, in like the entire. Like they're just the peak. They're the best a human can get, possibly. Like the royal guards and the Netero, like they're just the best a human can get. And Netero is even excited at the aspect of fighting Meruem and like the royal guards, Chimera Ants. And he also was able to like speed blitz and completely destroy Pito. Like yeah, she didn't take no damage, but he was so much faster than her. He just slapped her out the way like a fucking like and he's like a little ant. Like seriously, he said, "You made a bad move, little ant." Also, Zeno Zodic, Killua grandfather, even just that Netero was much stronger than him. Like he's like the strongest motherfucker he's ever met, basically, yeah. And you know that his 100 type Guanyin Boy Chop was like the best ninja ability he's ever fucking seen, basically. Like seriously, I'm not even trying to cut. And Zeno Zodic and his son Silver Zodic, Killua's father, was able like no diff Chimera Ant, like high tier Chimera Ants. Like seriously, you kind of like the Phantom Troop. Like they was just low, like not even no cat. And they scaled to Crollo, who's the leader of the Phantom Troop, like the strongest member of the Phantom Troop. I still think Hisoka, and you know that manga. I still think Hisoka probably be stronger than Crollo because Crollo needed prep time and assistance to beat Hisoka. But you know what I mean. Like he's a leader and he's definitely strong. But moving forward. Netero is also like he's a conjurer and a level 5 enhancer. So like so he's not just one. He doesn't have just one nin type. He conjures his Boyd Safa and he has level 5 enhancement like on all his nin and physical attributes. Like he's just Netero is OP. Like he's basically the strongest hunter ever. He basically would be the strongest character if it wasn't for. I'll get into it later, but So let's get into the fight between Netero and Meruem now. So basically, people don't seem to understand how one-sided this fight is. Like I'm not even trying to cap. Like I kind of just spoiled it, but let me just get into it. Like I'm talking about the fight between Netero and Meruem. Like, not the video, not the fight between the comparison video, the whole video. This is video itself, but I'll get into that later. But Meruem tells at the beginning of the fight, since the fight starts, if you back down now, I'm willing to spare your life. Like he's just telling Netero like, bitch, just stop, basically. And then he said, I shall not fight you. And he literally sits down. Like he doesn't care. And Netero proceeds to hit Meruem with his Boyd Safa. And Meruem sits right back down. Like he doesn't give a fuck. Like it didn't even do no damage. Like he looked at him like this. Like and just sat back down. Like seriously. And then when Netero tries to do it again, Meruem actually gets pissed and said, are you really so eager to die? And the narrator says that the discharged wrath was like a toddler's stomped foot on a tiny fucker of force compared to the king's full power. Like it's like Netero's like a damn kid compared to Meruem, basically. Netero again it's like being called a child by the narrator compared to the king. Also, and then after that, Netero is trying to egg Meruem on to fight him. So she tell him, would you like to know your name? Because he learned Meruem's name from the queen, and at the time, Meruem didn't know his name. So And, he tells her, if you can force me to admit defeat, I'll tell you your name. And Meruem says, and this is actually a huge thing. This plays a huge part into the fight itself. And this is something that people actually don't realize. Without killing you. Like, I'll get into it later. And then Meruem says, I'll checkmate you shortly. And he actually, gets ready to fight. And then, but Netero isn't really a bitch though, because his boy shot for like combat speed is just Netero is definitely faster than Meruem. That's the thing. Yeah, like he really couldn't hit Netero. Like Netero is too much fucking faster. Like he's just too fast. Like his combat speed is ridiculous. But the thing is though that Meruem, I'm just saying Meruem actually uses strategy in combat. So like he actually uses intelligence. He doesn't just throw his power around. Meruem knew that Netero was much faster than him, but Netero's attacks couldn't hurt him. Basically, like the level 5 enhancer Boyd Safa could not hurt Meruem. Basically, Meruem was just sitting there tanking it. He just said keep attacking because he can't hurt you. He just faster, so keep attacking until you eventually get to the nigga. Like seriously, and Meruem compares it to like a Gyo game, and he says like it's 100, because Netero's a giant hand, and it's like 100. It's like more like so many combinations that he can just eventually narrow it down, and he will find the move. I'm saying Meruem is like one of the smartest kids in the series, if not the smartest probably, and he's only like weeks old. It's crazy because they're weeks old. They just learned all this shit upon birth. Like it's crazy to me, But Netero is very smart too. He's a very intelligent fighter as well. And he's experienced. He's like fucking 100 years old. Like what the fuck? And he knows if he makes one wrong move, his speed won't allow me to take time to unleash the next hand. And then he'll fucking basically he's gonna fucking kill him the second he gets to him. Like seriously, he's gonna rip him apart. And he said Netero knows this. So this is where the fight really begins. They basically just keep this up for like the entire fight. Like Netero just keeps smacking Meruem ass out the way. And then Meruem just keeps coming back because Netero can't really hit him. Netero can't do any damage. Like, that's the point. And he just keeps, after every single time he get hit by Netero, he just jumps right back at him, basically. And it goes like this on for like a while. And Meruem says he got hit like hundreds of thousands of times. And it did give him like a ache, but like it didn't really do no damage. That's my point. He had like a ache inside his body from all the hits, basically. He really, that's not really anything if you compare that to real life. Like, seriously. It's like a little sore, like a cramp. It's like, who gives a fuck? And he gets to Netero, he rips off his fucking right leg. And people don't seem to understand that if it wasn't for the whole name thing, that Meruem could have just ripped off his head. Like, people really don't get it. Like, this fight was one-sided because Netero couldn't damage Meruem. Netero was faster. But speed can only get you so far. It's like a Flash fought Superman. He's probably faster, but he's gonna hurt Superman. Like seriously, like that's my point. Or like he's time. He's manipulating time, but can he like hurt Jiren? Like that's my point. Like speed and hacks can only get you so far. If you're not strong enough, or like Jiren, if you're not strong enough, you can't beat this nigga. Like that's my point. You have to have power. He doesn't have the necessary power to hurt Meruem. He's faster, but yeah. So what? And Meruem could have just ripped off his head, but he wanted to know his name. He's trying to make him surrender. He doesn't want to kill Netero. He wants to know his name. He wasn't even willing to fight Meruem and Netero until he told him that. Seriously. He ripped off his leg, and he said, "Next, I will take your left arm." But Netero isn't done. Netero, he claps his fucking. Closes up the wound in his leg and is still able to fight, but then shortly after he does exactly what he said. He takes off his fucking left arm. Again, he had 2 opportunities to kill this nigga. Like, I'm just being honest. This is how it is, bro. Netero is powerful, yeah, he's top 4 in the series, but Meruem, like, come on, bro, it's Meruem. It's Meruem. And then said that the entity of Netero's aura, so Netero unleashes his final attack and his strongest attack. The zero hand, basically. Like, and this is the attack that requires days to charge and preparation for, because he was preparing for Meruem's fight for a long time. He was getting unrusty and getting his muscles back and shit, getting ready to fight. So he was preparing this attack for like days on end. And the zero is basically like when he unleashes like a giant fucking Dragon Ball Z style energy blast, like a nin blast, is out of his Boyd Sopha's mouth, basically. And yeah, it actually is high destructive capability. Like it messes up that. See, it's really hard to tell though because they were underground. It's like really hard to tell like how destructive it was, but it's definitely like one of the most powerful attacks in the series, without a doubt. But yeah, and then after he does it, Netero basically looks like an old man again. And Meruem is pretty much, he has a few scratches and he's damaged, but like not like he's not hurt. Like it's not fatal. It's no fatal injuries. He's not hurt. He just got a couple scratches and marks and like scabs and like scrapes on his body. And Netero is shocked and said not even zero works. Like yeah. And Meruem pretty much explains that he's like the pinnacle of evolution in the world. Like he was meant to rule the world, and he's beyond humans and their like comprehension. Like he's just beyond them, and it's that simple. It's really that simple. But Netero pulls his final shit, and he actually causes Meruem to actually be afraid. The first time King felt fear, and Netero sacrifices himself and activate the. And you know, Meruem says it was his checkmate all along. And Netero activates his Rose nuke bomb that was planted in his fucking heart, basically. And this bomb is like very poisonous as well. Like it's like he basically just used a nuke. And even that wasn't really enough to finish him off. Like, and he's fucked up. Yeah, like he's on the verge of death. Like he's dying. Yeah, it pretty much fucked him up. And King and Poof seen it. Yeah, he's almost done, but. You know what I'm saying? He's still able to kind of survive this. A fucking nuke. A nuke. And in Hunter x Hunter, this is big. You know what I'm saying? Hunter x Hunter. Like, this isn't like other anime. Hunter x Hunter. A nuke. And then, and this is what I'm going to explain, you know, Meruem's nin ability. So, Meruem isn't like everybody else. Like, when they actually have a certain ability. When Meruem eats anybody that has aura or or that is strong, he basically he absorbs their powers and he gets stronger. Basically, that's what Meruem nin ability is. And then you know, Yuppie and Poof get the idea to feed themselves to the king, so they basically gives them their cells and aura energy, so that he'll and he eats it and he'll get his powers and he'll regenerate and get stronger again. And they pretty much save his life. You know, Yuppie feed him as well. So yeah. And this boosts the king's power and just everything overall. And he completely heals and regenerates. He's back and he's just OP as shit now. And this is pretty, you know, he's much stronger, as Yuppie and Poof says. He's gotten even stronger now because he just ate. Yuppie and Poof were like the top, who are definitely top 10 strongest characters in the series. Yuppie is probably like number 5. And I don't care, Poof is a bitch. Poof, he can die for all I give a fuck. But moving on. And you know, he pretty much gets Yuppie's wing. Yuppie and Poof say wings. He can fucking fly now. He gets their wings. He can also use Yuppie's little energy. Like he can manipulate his body and shoot out energy blasts now. Like seriously, Dragon Ball Z style blast, nin blast now, and he can destroy fucking large cliff sides, which would be like what, low city level at best. Like seriously, like he can destroy a fucking city now probably. Like, you know, a small city, you know what I'm saying? A very small city, but you know, still high destructive capability. He just completely vaporized and destroyed it. And Yuppie and Poof say incredible. It's like he's way far more powerful now. He actually has abilities now. Like he's broken, man. And then you know, Meruem uses his aura or his it convinces Poof and Yuppie that you can actually win a battle with sheer quantity of aura alone. Like which was like iffy, but Meruem basically just proves like, yeah, if you have enough aura and power, you can just win a battle with that alone. And like he convinces Poof and Yuppie that they can't, like nobody can beat Meruem and nobody can do anything to Meruem. Like it's just that simple now. and when Miriam uses his end, it shoots out across the damn entire palace in like a fucking second. And they in the nether area says it's at like light speed or some shit. And it forces and Knuckle even says like, yeah, we gotta retreat. And they said if they felt that we gotta go. It's time to go. And they said we're gonna need an entire military state, a state military to handle some at anything at that level, basically. And then Hunter x Hunter, that, you know what I'm saying, Hunter x Hunter is like not a very high verse, but you know what I mean, like he's fucking OP. Like they like, come on, what the hell? And Miriam can, his end travels at fucking light speed. Like seriously, that's what the narrator says. And he can move. I think he can move at light speed as well because he basically just with his end, he basically just like teleports out from where he was with Yuppie and Poof a second ago, and he knocks Knuckle unconscious. And before Melioron, like the Chimera Ant, the Camilla Chimera, as disappearance check, and even think to activate his ability to disappear, he gets knocked out as well. So like, yeah, it's like, and they say, where's the king? Like, he just basically disappeared from view. He basically just disappeared. And then he comes back like 2 or 3 seconds later. Like, so I think the king is light speed, like no cap. He's disappearing and shit. He's moving in like instant speed and knocking niggas out and coming right back in 5 seconds. Like seriously, like he's probably light speed too. Like no cap. And then when he meets the another Chimeriad, he pretty much bitchifies the snake. He makes him a straight bitch. Like seriously, I'm not even trying to joke. The overwhelming pressure of his aura, and then the king says he's hungry and looks at fucking this nigga, and this nigga basically gets so scared that he turns into he ages 100 years. He bitchified and scared this nigga, so he shook this nigga so much that he just aged in 100 years. In an instant. Like, oh shit. That's some shit I never seen before. But that pretty much it with Miriam. That's pretty much it. After this, it's revealed that the bomb poisoned him and Yuppie and Poof, and that they're, I'm saying, he shortly dies shortly after this. So that's pretty much the end of the Miriam. So now we're gonna get into the comparison. I'm gonna compare and decide who to win between Gon and Miriam now. So basically, when Gon becomes like a dark Gon, like in his, buff adult state, when he uses all his potential, Pito says that his power, like his physical power, just power overall, is now equal to that of the king's, which is basically saying that his power is equal to that of the king's, basically. Like, so yeah, they're just even, basically. That's what Pito's saying. But thing is, people don't need to know is that Gon has actually like knit ability. Like not to say that Miriam doesn't, but I'm about to elaborate. Gon has like the Jonkin Rock, which is basically like a superpower punch, and that's his main move. He has the scissor switch, which can cut your ass like in half or cut you up. And he has the paper when he shoots like a small ass nin projectile. Like he shoots like his own small nin blast, basically. Wow. Well, in Miriam, his nin ability is like if he eats you, he gets like he basically absorbs your power. He gets stronger. But like Miriam isn't about to eat Gon or eat somebody mid combat with Gon, because a dark Gon is like he's no way he's gonna be eating with somebody that's on a dark Gon level of power. Like he's not have to just keep like eat. Like come on, it's not happening. And like I said, Gon actually has abilities. And actually has like different things he can do with his enhancement nin aura, like. And he's already like evenly matched like physically with the king. So like, and with his John Ken, he just showed a fucking forest. And Miriam, like I'm saying, Miriam is very intelligent though. Like he's far more intelligent than Gon. So like that may give him an edge. And like if they're actually throwing hands, that may give him an edge against Gon. But like Gon's power, speed, like it's just like he can use, I'm saying, scissors, paper. Like, I mean, I dog Gon, you know what I'm saying? I dog Gon. Come on, let's stop. Not base Gon. Well, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I don't see, and the way that Gon just completely shitted on Pito, like, I'm sorry, like, Miriam is very, like, durable. Like, he tanked the zero hand, but, like, let's be real. Like, and he pretty much received next to no, like he was messed up a little bit, like a few scrapes, cuts, scratches, you know what I'm saying, like, but they really didn't like injure like any fatal injuries, like no real injuries. No, that's my point. That's what I'm saying. But let's just be honest, like for the people who think that Netero is the second strongest character in the series, there's no fucking way. Like a dog gone would it'd be he like imagine think about Pito. A dog going like basically like two shot at Pito. Well, Netero with her with his fucking what am I about to say? Netero with his boy Safa couldn't do really any damage to Pito. He basically just slapped her out the way. And think about it, a dog gone is equal to Meruem. And Meruem pretty much low diff to Netero. Like the only reason why only thing that Netero could have done that could have hurt Meruem was his nuke bomb that was in his chest. Netero didn't have anything that could hurt Meruem. And Pito says that a doggone is basically the same level as Meruem. So like it'd be the same thing all over again. He just slap around Gon, but it wouldn't do it'd do next to no damage. And Gon would just completely shit on him the second he get to him. Like that's pretty much what's gonna happen. And a doggone is much faster than Pito. Like seriously, like she's like leagues faster. And Pito did get blitzed by Meruem, but like by Netero, but like this is what I'm saying. So like I just don't know. Like it's no way. Like a doggone shits on Netero. It's just how it is. And he can use John Ken. Like he just shits on Netero. It's that simple. And for the fight, like this basically like the closest fight between the Netero will have is with Pito. Like to be honest, because think about it, like Netero slapped Pito with his boy Safa and did absolutely no damage. And Pito was like one of the strongest characters in the series. Like if you go watch back my top 5 strongest characters, I have Pito at number 4 and Netero at number 3. Like and Pito actually physically maybe stronger than Netero. Like I think that Netero was overall more powerful than Pito, but like is Netero beating Pito? Like Cause it's basically like what Meruem like is his hands gonna hurt Pito? Like I don't think so. The only thing I see that's gonna beat Pito is Zero Hand, and that's a maybe. Like and think about it, like go and hit Pito with his John Cannon, and even if he does kill her with his little with his Zero Hand, unless it like incinerates her, it's not like she's actually gonna fucking die. That's my point. And even so, like, yeah, Netero is probably definitely faster than Pito, like with his boy Safa. Yeah, he's definitely faster, but take Godspeed Killer, for example. Like, he was much faster than Yuppie, but could he actually beat or damage Yuppie? Like, no. In terms of sheer power, Yuppie was far more powerful than Killer. It's just that Killer was so much faster. So, like, it'd be like the kind of like this, like what, like Pito might actually be above Netero. Like, I'm not even trying to cap, like, seriously. Like, unless the Zero Hand eviscerates her, she'll just come back like a damn zombie puppet and basically finish Netero off. Like, or Netero, I guess, had to. I'm saying it's basically Meruem all over again. He had to use the bomb, and the bomb would definitely kill Pito. Like, it damn near killed Meruem. So, like, when he used the bomb, it's gonna kill Pito, but like, it'll be a draw then. Like, as I'm saying, like, Netero might actually not be able to defeat Pito. Like, it's very possible. I think that he's overall above her, but to say it's questionable. And then like Gon, he's like towards Pito, who held a strength second only to the Kings, which implies that Pito is probably above Netero. Like I was saying, like I do think overall that Netero is above her, but narration, data books, and defeats, and it's very possible that she's number 3. Like, and I might have messed up my top 5 strongest characters. Like honestly, like to be completely honest, I might have just goofed up. Like I shouldn't have probably switched them. But hey, that's how I perceived it. But And then Gon displayed power, even higher power on a completely different league than Pito. So, under the light of all this evidence, I do believe that a Dark Gon is above base Meruem. Like the same Meruem that fought Netero before he, became like before he became. Like, I'll get into that later, but I do think a Dark Gon would beat base Meruem, like with his John, even if they're like equal in power. With his John Cannon and then enhancer, or I think he just bullied Meruem. And they're saying Meruem will put up a fight, and he's far more intelligent, so he may be able to it's iffy. He might actually be able to do something to Gon with because he's intelligent. He might think of something, but like maybe like if he eat his arm, or like he tear his arm, or eat it. It's like I don't know. Like it's iffy though. Like I don't see it, but. I don't see him eating anybody or eating Gon mid combat. Like, I just don't see it happening, to be honest. But I do think that Gon beats Base Miriam, but just stop, okay? Let's just get the video over with. It's not even a fucking question. After he gets hit by the nuke and he eats Yuppie and poof, it's fucking automatic. It's immediately over. Post Rose Nuke Miriam, or just like what I like to call, like, I think it's dubbed Rose Miriam. He just shits on Gon. Like, I'm not even trying to cap. Like, he becomes the official god of the verse, like the Kage of Naruto, the Zeno of Dragon Ball. He comes the god of the verse. Okay, he can fly now. He actually has abilities now. He basically takes it away Gon's only advantage, which is that Gon had more abilities against Base Miriam. Because, like, he actually had the John Kent, which could enhance his physicality and his aura. But now that takes away because Miriam can fly now. He's blatantly just more powerful, as Yuppie was saying. He's just even stronger now, which means that Miriam might be even stronger than Gon now, which is possible. He can fly now. He can shoot it. His end can move at light speeds, and it's implied that he can move at light speed as well. Like, he might be able to move at light speed now. It means he might just speed blitz Gon, and he can shoot out energy, like nin blast out of his, that can destroy cliffs and cities. Like, it's over, okay? It's chops. Like, seriously. So Adult Gon may be Base Miriam, but let's be honest. Like, let's wrap it up. The Chimera Ant King Miriam wins after he eats Yuppie and poof, and he comes back after the nuke. He just obliterates he basically becomes the god of the verse. He obliterates everybody. He's beyond humanity in every aspect of the way. So is Gon. Like, Gon is as well, but Miriam, like, when he becomes Rose Miriam, it's just over. Like, I'm saying, like, after that nuke, he can move at light speed. He can shoot out blast. He can fly now. Like, he's just beating Gon. It's that simple. After that. Like, so, all in all, Miriam wins. If you want to do Base Miriam and Adult Gon, then I guess Adult Gon wins. Like, I think that Adult Gon beats Base Miriam. But after that, it's over. It's just that simple. So, as such, if you enjoyed it, if you a fan of Hunter x Hunter, anime and manga in general, if you like my if you enjoy this video, if you like my kind of content and want more, then please, as I said earlier in this video, subscribe. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell to get my next upcoming videos as soon as they drop, as soon as possible. All right. Peace out. Y'all have a good day. The mightiest sun is out. Peace.